Hi, I'm Ben.
I'm Daniela.
And I'm Anya. And we're seeking $250K for 2.5% of our company. Sharks, imagine if every time you went to the doctor, no matter how much you tried to explain your pain, they couldn't understand a single word you said. And further, put you through outdated medical tests that you did not agree to.
And what if the only way to take your temperature was by asking you to bend over?
This is exactly what going to the vet is like for the 150 million dogs and cats nationwide.
As a former veterinary assistant, I hated this part of the visit because it's just so traumatizing for everyone involved.
That's why we need
Mela Pet Care,
the ecosystem of connected healthcare devices for pets. Our first product, the Mela Pro Smart Thermometer, uses machine learning to accurately take your pet's temperature, painlessly placing it under the foreleg. Dogs and cats around the world will thank you.
And since the data is automatically recorded on your device, you can update your vet in real time or export it to them before your next appointment.
And since a pet at a healthy weight lives on average 2 years longer, our Biggie Body Condition Scale is the first of its kind to monitor both weight and body fat percentage. Because we know having the weight conversation is hard for pets too.
And we're not stopping there. We have several innovations in development to create a world where pets live longer, healthier lives with their humans.
Paws up, fins up, sharks. Who's ready to chase the future of pet care with Mela Pet Care?
Welcome, IP family, to the latest and greatest Shark Tank episode review. I am David Spears, almost 10-year intellectual property attorney dealing with everything from patents to trademarks to copyrights to NILs to domain names. You name the intellectual property, and I know about it. So this is actually a pretty interesting device because, and I'll be interested to see whether or not they have a patent and or a trademark or just kind of protecting what they're doing as far as the machine algorithm, because I see a lot of machine learning models that, hey, they come through and they are protected to the extent that they're doing something different and new compared to what's out there in the market. Another thing that I've kind of seen a ton of is these non-invasive devices. And for people who don't know, for example, if you go get an IV, that's an invasive device to kind of inject some type of fluid in you. And I have worked with a lot of these kind of newer injection devices or non-invasive devices, what they call, where they're not puncturing your skin, for example, to inject the fluid in you. And you have other type of non-invasive devices where they're kind of measuring kind of different character traits or different things of your body, whether it's temperature or whatever the case may be. And it seems like they're applying that to the animal sphere, where you're having this non-invasive thermometer, if you will, that's going under the paws and things like the hind legs of the dog to actually get a measurement reading or a temperature measurement. And I guess one of the big things when it comes to these non-invasive devices compared to the invasive devices is that the invasive devices, although they are uncomfortable, they're extremely accurate. A lot of times when you get to a non-invasive device, the thing is, okay, it's a lot more comfortable. You're not kind of invading the body or the temple, if you will, whether it's a human or a pet, but a lot of times they can be uncomfortable. I mean, they can be inaccurate, I should say. So it'll be interesting to see, I would imagine, with the machine learning algorithm and what they have on that side of it, that it makes for a more accurate temperature reading. Again, but it seems like the three things that I look for, whether it's simple, effective, and market, and what the market is, it would be interesting to see how simple the device is, or it seems pretty simple as far as kind of going under the hind leg as opposed to in the backside of the animal. So that's pretty cool. It'll be interesting to see how effective it is. And I'm not sure if we get that through this episode, but then the market. And obviously she said it's 150 million pets that actually go to the vet for this issue or have this kind of issue where they need their temperature measure for different points. So it seems like the market is crazy. Now, how many players, how many competitors are in the market? It'll be interesting to see what they say to that, because I'm sure that the sharks are going to ask about that. But no, this is a pretty interesting one. And another thing, as they're going through, just keep in mind, see if the sharks ask about whether or not the IP is protected and whether or not do a guest offer that up. So let's get back to the episode and go from there.
Couple quick questions.
Daniel, I know you have a burning question. We're going to get to it. But right before we do, Ben, kick it freestyle.
You got it, Anya. Mella, pet care, technology, devices and apps promote longevity.
Uh-oh.
Hardware, software, data
Mark is
science,
like, what
machine
are
learning
you
fuels the
doing?
home pet appliance. Tech gets smarter using our algorithm, not only Mella and Biggie, but a whole ecosystem. Started from the bottom, slinging Mellas at the dog park. Now we're certified, patented, and trademarked. Vets check vitals. Now pet parents can too.
That's what I like to hear. Let me bring it up on. And that's what I like to hear. They talked about the fact that this thing is patented and trademarked. Again, if you have, to the extent that you have a machine learning algorithm that is doing something to the device to make it, in this case, I would imagine more accurate, you can get that protected. And it seems like based on his terrible rap, they have that protected. And it seems like they have some trademarks as well. So it'd be interesting. I would imagine the word Mela is trademarked, but it'd be interesting to see what other trademarks they have. And, we'll check out the website at the end to see if they have their IP listed on there. But again, he said the magic words as an IP attorney, I look for the fact that they have this stuff protected. So let's get back to the terrible rap in this case and see what the sharks say.
Empowering pet parents is what we do. Our data is interoperable. It's meant to be shared. Can you tell we came to Shark Tank a little over-prepared?
Yep. Ben, do not give up your day job.
All right.
I'm with Kevin on that one. I'm definitely with
I have
Kevin
a
on
couple
that one.
questions. What's your guys' relationship and what's your backgrounds?
So I'm a small town farm girl. I had big city dreams to make it in business. I moved to New York City, created a company called Split in the ride sharing sector, brought Ben on as my first employee, sold the company and decided we wanted to get the band back together again. We love technology, we love pets. And so we decided to start Mela Pet Care.
I came on a little bit later. I was a veterinary assistant where I was actually poached by Mela. Ben called me on the phone. He said, you have vet experience, you have to work for us. I said, I want to be a vet, but okay. And so I joined the team. And now actually, instead of vet school, I'm going to go get my MBA at the University of Chicago.
What makes a human thermometer different?
And I want to kind of bring it on myself for that because they bring up an interesting point. I was actually in Colorado this past weekend, or two things. I was in Colorado this past weekend, and a buddy, a business partner of mine, we had someone else out there who was invested in one of our companies that we have, and she actually does a lot of kind of fundraising and things like that for a bigger kind of private equity funds. And she talked about how investors investors want to see that it's either maybe one person leading the charge for a company or three people leading the charge. For whatever reason, they don't like two-person teams. So I thought that was interesting and good information. But also another thing that they talked about is everybody seems to have more or less a different background. I don't think with the guy they talked about his background, I would imagine it is somewhere within the technology space, whether it's coding or whatever the case may be. But the one who has the pink on, she seems like she was small time growing up on a farm. So I'm assuming that she knows about farm animals and things like that. And then the person who kind of was on her way to go to veterinarian school, I would imagine that she brought a different aspect than the lady who was on a farm that she brought to the table. And I thought that was worth pointing out because the more people that you can get with different backgrounds to make a team more of a superstar team, more of a diverse team, the better off not only the product would be, but I think the company would be, as opposed for or let's say you having 3 engineers on the team, or you have 3 maybe advertising backgrounds or advertising people on the team. And it's kind of given, everybody was in the same space, which again, you're not adding any value to the team. But again, I would imagine that the guy, his background is somewhere in the tech sphere, the technology side of things. Then you have 2 people, one on I'm assuming that she knows farm animals, and then the other knows household pets as far as, she's looked to become a veterinarian. I would imagine when you assemble that team, it's a more diverse team, which gives you just kind of better data and a better product to the people. So I thought I wanted to point that out because, again, when you're assembling these teams for your startup company, make sure you get people who have different, expertise, if you will. And I think ultimately you're going to have a better team. So let's get back to the video and kind of see what these guys are saying.
Different from this one.
Yeah, a lot of pet parents don't know the best temperature for their pet, the correct temperature. And a lot of them do sometimes purchase $5 drugstore thermometers that are made for humans. Those don't work, yeah. It is hair, it's breed, it's a lot of other aspects that make dogs and cats. And so when we first created our algorithm, it took millions and millions of temperature data that took into account everything about these pets. Hair length, breed, age, weight, gender.
Okay, so what are your sales?
We have sold over 2,500 devices.
Which is what revenue?
We are at about 160 in revenue after soft launching the product with essentially no marketing spend. We are in almost 1,000 veterinary clinics in just over a year.
And when did you launch this?
So we launched the product in early 2022.
Are you selling these direct to vet? Is that how you're doing it now?
Yeah, we do direct to vet, and then we also do direct to consumer.
Let's just take the vet channel. How are you acquiring a vet?
Trade shows, word of mouth. Our customers are our biggest advocates.
And what does it cost to make, and what do you sell it for?
The Mela Pro we make for $40 and sell it for $159.
Great margins.
Amazing margin.
You know, we've had many pet products in here, and a few years ago, Base Paws, a cat deal, was purchased for a huge amount. It wasn't for the test kits, it was for the data. Are you collecting and aggregating the data?
We are.
So we're collecting the first pet health data in the home ever.
But something is missing for me. There must be a lot of competition because you should be selling more.
This is the first ever thermometer in the world to take temperature under the foreleg or hind leg of the pet. We came into this space with inherent knowledge of technology, building algorithms.
But come on, guys, come on. Okay, first of all, what you're doing is great. I'm not saying it's not a great opportunity for you guys. You're replicating what's being done for humans already. So where I'm trying to get to, are there other digital thermometers?
There's nothing
for
like
pets?
what we're doing.
No, nothing.
There are simple digital thermometers, but there's nothing that will write back to a telehealth, right back to a practice management software, and there's nothing that will take axillary temperature and have that modular
Can I
design.
ask a clarifying question? I'm sorry to be such a simple
Does that answer
person.
the question?
No. Look, your whole thing is built on data and machine learning algorithms,
Yeah.
which is great. Hey, this is a better, simple, easier way to capture data from your pet, put it into a system, easier from a pro perspective for the veterinarian. I get what you're trying to do. Now, what makes me raise the red flag is you've been doing this for 14 months and you've sold $160,000 worth in about 2,500 units. Now, given that you've got a tech background, I would have bet if you would have just trotted out what you told me that you would have sold a lot more units.
It's not so simple as building the technology. We wanted to test it first with veterinarians who we built these products for and with. So to
for
get
the
it,
consumer version, then what
Yes.
happened there?
We've sold about 1,600 to date for the Mela home. That's in about the last 9 to 12 months.
What's the cost of acquiring the next vet? You're saying you're just word of mouth, you're going to trade shows.
Right now, it's about $4 a customer.
Well, then I'm in the camp that why are sales so low?
All sharks are still in, but they are concerned about the relatively low sales of Mela Pet Care, a line of innovative health tools for pets.
I'm in the camp that why are sales so low?
We've only soft launched, and we project 500K by the end of this year. We plan to be cash flow positive.
Let me just share with you. I think this is a better mousetrap. Of course, it's easier to put something under the arm, from adults to babies to
mousetrap.
pets. But it's just too soon for me. It's just too early. And I'm sorry. I wish you good luck, but I'm out.
Thank you.
So guys, I look at it trying to make a decision between is this a medical device company or is this a data company? One's very valuable to me, the other's not. I'm putting you into the device category right now. I don't think you have enough data. You haven't proven that it's valuable yet. I'm sorry, guys, I'm out.
My challenge is that Kevin actually did really well in this space, and he knows where the money really is at the end of the day, which is the data and everything else like that. And sometimes I have to take the lead of another shark who has had success here and say, I don't know if I can help you in that aspect. So good luck, I'm out.
it's important to know that we are building the digital transformation of pet health. It is not just the thermometer that you've
Look,
got
I
in
get
front
what
of
you
you.
guys are doing.
This is an ecosystem
Right.
of wellness devices.
So when we go do our due diligence and I start looking for competitors, what will we find?
You will find companies that are made for post-operation monitoring only in clinics that are not wellness visit. They're in the back office and they're cost thousands of dollars. They're not
Thousands of
something
dollars.
that would take away
And what about
rectal
on the,
temperature.
put aside the pro, what about on the consumer side?
There's nothing for the consumer.
Nothing.
There's no digital thermometer
No.
that
We have
that
back,
you
we
can-
have back orders. We have customers who are
I'll make you
clamoring
guys.
for our
I'll make you guys an
products.
offer.
And again, just to kind of see what Mark is saying. Mark is saying, hey, I get the ecosystem in the fact that you guys have this machine and learning algorithm and you are kind of building all these products so that you can kind of share this data from the pet with the veterinarian veterinarian on demand. However, are there other digital thermometers for pets out there? And I think that's the big point that not only him, but the other sharks kind of wanted to know. Again, for example, Kevin talked about, hey, are you a device company? If so, if you're a device company, why are the sales so low? But then he's also saying, hey, if you're a data company, you don't have enough data for it that makes sense for me. So it seems like, again, and that's actually another good point that kind of to think about. Are you kind of making your money, or is the kind of the backbone of the company the actual device, the product that you're selling, or is it the data that you're gathering? And it seems like Kevin is obviously he likes the data based on what it seems like his baseballs that went on and kind of sell and do pretty good. But seems like they're kind of getting that data as they're going through things, but they also have this ecosystem of products that the consumer as well as the kind of veterinarians can use. And again, obviously, Kevin, he thought on the data side it was too early, but it seems like Mark, he's sold based on what he's hearing, and he's going to make them offer. So let's see what Mark offers.
We need money to order.
I'll make you guys an offer. Yep. So I'll offer you the 250K. I want 6%. That's how that looked.
Slashed it in
The
more than
valuation
half.
got cut from 10 million down to 4 million on that offer.
I'll tell you, I like you guys. I think you guys are very credible, but the valuation is crazy. I was actually going to give you a sharkier offer than Mark. So I'm out.
What do you think, guys? Yes or no?
$6% for $350.
Just look, stick to the 250. We'll structure it as advisory shares so that you can stay at your 10 million for my investment. I don't really care what's regular shares versus advisory shares.
Okay.
So we can structure it in whatever way
Of the
works.
6%.
Of the 6%.
Okay.
Are we going to bring cost plus drugs to pet care?
You know what? We're working on the software right now.
We're working on it too.
So, okay, then there you go.
Perfect.
Is that a deal?
Deal.
Got a deal?
Well,
Is that a yes, guys?
it's a yes.
Yes. Let's go.
It's a yes.
Perfect.
There you go.
Thank
Great
you.
job. I'm really excited about it. Thanks. Yeah,
Thank
we'll
you.
make this for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congrats, guys.
Thanks, guys.
We were surprised that Mark was
Nice, nice. So let's check out these guys' website. I always like to see whether or not they kind of list their IP, or at least kind of talk about them having IP on the website. I'm a big advocate for it. Oh, there you go. So if we would have went to this thing beforehand, we would have saw that Mark. They did a deal with Mark, or he's probably the one who they did a deal with. So I have the Shark Tank episode. There you go. There. Typically, they have this stuff at the bottom when they talk about IP. About Mela blog, job opportunities, press awards. They don't seem to have an IP section of it. Let's see here. Factory webinars, blog, podcast, email us. I know they talked about the future products. Let's see what they have in mind. So again, that's cool. They have the scale. Yeah, the chip reader. Pulse oximeter seems like that's kind of embedded in a collar. So it seems like they will have potentially other patented products that they are coming out with if they're not currently pending. Let's see what the science behind Mela. So far I'm not seeing it. They talked about the sensors. And they talked about the machine learning model. They even give a link for the white paper on the machine learning. But I'm not seeing, for whatever reason, I'm not seeing the fact that they have, they talk about the patents, they talk about the minimum contact, which again is important. Even show a picture there, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. So let me bring the screen back on me. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. And I'm always a big fan as an intellectual property attorney of kind of putting the fact that you have IP on the website. Because again, as you have, and if you're successful, you're just going to have copycatters. That's the name of the game. But to the extent that you have IP, whether it's trademarks or patents or other forms of copyright, kind of put those or make that known on a page. It at least gives infringers, it gives infringers, make them pause as it relates to before they actually, think to copy it. So I'm always a big proponent of that. It seems like they don't have it listed on the website, which again is not the end of the world. The fact that the guy said that they had, protected IP from patents to trademarks is a bigger thing. The fact that they're protecting it, this machine learning algorithm. So that's good. Let me know what you guys think of it. I'll try to get these guys on the podcast, Investing in Intellectual Property with Dave. I thought this is interesting, and I'm glad they got a deal with Mark. I'll be on the lookout for this going forward to see how they kind of perform in the long run. But again, please subscribe to the channel. If this is your first time watching this video, please leave a like or hit the like button, and then leave a comment if you like. Let me know what you liked about the video. I'm trying to provide you guys value in the IP space as relates as being I'm a 10-year IP attorney, kind of dealing with everything from patents to trademarks, copyrights, and so much more. Again, if you didn't like the video for whatever reason, please leave that in the comment. I'll be interested to know what you guys didn't like about it. And hopefully we get a chance to kind of get that corrected next time. But hopefully you guys got something from the video. And until next time, take care.